If you don't know what time it is, it's okay. It's almost sunset time. The time where I do a lot of collective thinking and meditating, or preparing for the next day. And I'll be up at 6 a.m. as usual, doing whatever I have to do. But it's almost sunset time, and that means it's time for me to share my story with you guys. I decided to take this video inside because the sun's going down and it's already really cold, and it's going to get even colder. But anyway, I always say this: if you don't know who I am, most of you should. My name is Ironda Olevia Daniels. I was born April 29th, 1997 to Terry Shelby and Ronald Daniels. Those are my parents. I am a student at Nicholls State University. Vocal music education is my major. I'm currently interested in taking on another major in preschool and childhood management because I love children. But for my free time, most of the time I'm at school, very busy with school, at church, and meditating. Just doing things to ease my mind, or spending time with my family. But to get into my story, I was born blind. My father is legally blind. My grandfather was legally blind. His mother was legally blind. So as you can see, it's just a big thing. It's hereditary in my family for someone or someone to struggle with, I can't get my words out, and I am not remaking this video over. So it's just gonna be what it's gonna be because I am just being me. I can only be me. So mistakes, editing, not doing all of that. You seeing me, and you're gonna get the real me. But anyway, I have a really big family on my dad's side. And like I said, my dad's blind. I have an uncle who's blind. My grandfather was blind. Out of all of my first cousins, I want to say I have a total, it's a lot of us. Maybe like over 40 of us or 50 of us. But I am the only one who is legally blind out of all of my first cousins. I have a brother, I have a sister. They have no issues, just me. And growing up, I would always ask myself, like, man, why me? I'm nice. I'm a good kid. Why was I given this this disability? Why me? But you know what? I've come to realize over my years that God chose me for a reason. I'm this way for a reason. He'll never put more on you than you can bear, and that is so true. But I've been struggling with my eyes since birth. I was born with cataracts, so I had my first eye surgery when I was like 2 weeks old. And all the way up until I was in second grade, so like 7 years old, I was always in and out of hospitals. And the last eye surgery that I can, my eyes are watering now because I just put eye drops in them. But when I was 7 years old, that was my last eye surgery, and it's actually the last one I remember. So I had something called a detached retina in my left eye. And the problem is, it's kind of like a vein that's connected to your eye to help you to see. And if it's fixable, but if it was unfixable, eventually you would lose all sight. And that's exactly what happened to me. I had the surgery they were unable to fix the vein. So I lost my sight in my left eye. When I was in 9th grade in high school, I was diagnosed with glaucoma. So in my right eye, and this is the only eye I have left. So I just feel like all my life, even though I had cataracts and I was diagnosed with glaucoma when I was 14, I feel like I probably had it all along, and doctors just never knew what was wrong. So we could have possibly treated it early, But this is what I have, and glaucoma is an eye disease, and it's something that you cannot cure. You can only treat it. So I take medicine. I like to do a lot of natural things to help my vision. Every day is different. Some days, I can see clear. Some days things are blurry. Lights or something affects my vision. That's just the way it is. That's just the life I have to live. And it is a struggle, and sometimes it is a pain, but I deal with it. So I don't use like a cane. I don't read Braille or anything. When I started college, I started to realize that school was getting harder for me. Starting to comprehend my material was hard for me. So I reached out to a facility that's supposedly supposed to help people who are, disabled or impaired. And I looked up and researched, and I found this organization called Louisiana for the Blind. They have a training center in Ruston, Louisiana, where they teach people with blindness how to cope and how to get through college and just everyday life. And because I never had any services when I was a kid, I was trying to reach out to get these services when I was in college. And there was this lady who was, she handled all my paperwork, my caseworker, I guess that's a good name to call her. My caseworker, she told me that they could not pay for me to go because my ACT score wasn't good enough. So I had people trying to fight for me over at the training center saying, well, maybe Ironda can't score high enough on exams because of her disability. Maybe if we gave her the proper tools, if you let her come here and we give her the proper tools, she can excel in school. So it was a big thing. That was a few years ago. But, I learned how to deal with my schoolwork and how to manage my material and just do things on a regular day basis because, even though glaucoma is an eye disease and, you may or can possibly lose your sight, I've had sight my entire life, so I can cope and do things like a normal person. Like some people see me and they don't even know. Some people, when they see me, they say, what happened to your eye? And I'll just tell them, like, I had surgery on it when I was a kid. Yeah, sometimes I bump into stuff. Sometimes I don't see stuff. That's just my life, and I can't try to be something that I'm not. That's just something that I struggle with. Long story short, that's the details of my life that I want to start off first. There's so much to my story, but throughout all of that, God has always been with me. He's always been with me. He's been guiding my feet. I used to get bullied and picked on in school, but look at me and look at them now, It's little things like that, but I'm very grateful, and I don't question anymore. Why me? Why do I have this life, God? I'm grateful. I am very grateful, and I know that my ancestors are proud of me.